welcome to the show. Grab your passports and pack your bags because it's time to become world-traveling explorers right where you are. Today, we're going to hop on our magical culture train and visit Waimea Valley on the island of Oahu in Hawaii to meet with Miss Kaila, who is the education coordinator at Waimea Valley.
Hello. My name is Asher and I'm your host along with my mom, Kristen.
Before we hop on our culture train, let's start with our shout-outs. We want to say thank you to Lanes26 who left us a 5-star rating. They said, I just started listening to Culture Kids with my first grader son. We both enjoyed it so much we listened to 3 episodes in one sitting.
Thank you so much.
And we also want to say a big happy birthday to Kaila from Miami, Florida. Kaila is turning 8 years old and she wants to travel to New York City someday. Please do us a huge favor and leave us a 5-star rating on Apple or Spotify. Your engagement helps our show grow and reach more families around the world. Thank you. Okay, so our magical train is going to arrive any minute now. But while we wait, let's learn about the Hawaiian Islands, where they are, and how many islands make up this beautiful place.
Hawaii is a unique archipelago made up of 137 islands, including 8 main islands that are most well known.
Yes, these 8 islands are located in the Pacific Ocean about 2,400 miles southwest of California. And today, we plan to visit the island of Oahu.
They are very isolated, but we learned from our last episode that islands are not lonely because they see the ocean as a highway. So the ocean doesn't divide them, it connects them.
Yes, Hawaiians were skilled Polynesian voyagers who used natural navigation techniques to journey vast distances across the Pacific. The islands were formed by volcanic activity over millions of years, and the Big Island of Hawaii still has active volcanoes today.
It's such a magical, beautiful, and special place.
Hawaii's location and landscape make it home to a unique range of plants, animals, and ecosystems that cannot be found anywhere else on Earth. Today, we'll learn more about the history of the islands, focusing on Waimea Valley. But we will actually be back in a few weeks to learn more and visit one of their beautiful waterfalls.
Cool! Let's hop on our culture train.
Get ready for towering green mountains, lush landscapes full of history and wonder, because we're going to the magical island of Oahu.
All aboard!
To the Waimea Valley. Welcome to Oahu. We're here in Waimea Valley, a lush sacred valley filled with beautiful tropical plants, waterfalls, and rich Hawaiian history.
We are here to meet Miss Kaila. Here she is. Aloha!
Hey Asher, hey Culture Kids. Aloha kako o wai ko'inoa Kaila a me velina mai ke awapa o Waimea. My ahupua'a is the ahupua'a of Pupukea. My mountain is Keanaloa. My valley is Kamananui. My river is Elehaha. And my ocean is Kulanui.
Wow, did you speak in native Hawaiian language? That sounds beautiful.
When a Hawaiian person or somebody from Hawaii introduces themselves by using their mountain, their valley, their river, their ocean, they're telling you about their Aina o Ka'iwi, the land where their bones are from.
Land where their bones are from? Can you explain that?
That means that the spaces that we are from help to create who we are. They help us to understand what's important to our community and our culture. And we get to grow up in a pretty special way here where we actually do consume a lot of resources right out of our backyard. We go fishing, we harvest plants and medicine in these areas. So you know the saying, you are what you eat? In Hawaii, that's pretty real for us. We are where we eat and we are where we come from.
Thank you so much for explaining this. For many indigenous groups around the world, nature is not just a place, but a part of our identity. Just like family, it's such a beautiful way to honor our lands, which is seen as part of who we are and where our ancestors come from. And could you share with us what you do here at Waimea Valley?
I'm a cultural education coordinator at Waimea Valley, which means that I help to coordinate our ho'ona'auau specialists, our cultural educators that specialize in cultural, environmental-based education.
Families from all over the world come to Waimea Valley to experience the beauty of Hawaii's natural landscape and learn about the traditions that have been passed down through generations.
It's like a magical forest. I've never seen green like this before. You must be very good at protecting this place.
Sure thing. When we say Belina Mai, welcome to Waimea Valley, we do that because we're protectors of this space. And so what you folks are seeing right now, Waimea Valley, we work really hard to preserve and perpetuate for future generations.
Though our family has visited the different islands in Hawaii before, we are always very curious and excited to learn more about the history of the islands that span thousands and thousands of years ago, which has a lot of history, culture, and wisdom that comes from many parts of the world.
In Hawaiian culture, it's important to understand that we have many houses of knowledge, and not one house is more important than the other. That's a famous Hawaiian olelo no eao, or proverbial saying that reminds us that what we learn from our kupuna and our families might be different from what you learn in another space in Hawaii. Because the Hawaiian Islands have so many different ways of explaining things, because we have so many different environments and cultural practices, that no one's cultural practice is more important than one another. So, what you can learn here at Waimea Valley and what you learn here with me today is what we believe and what we were told by our kupuna here, by our ancestors.
Thank you for sharing this important reminder before we begin our adventure. It teaches us that in Hawaiian culture and each house of knowledge, every family, teacher, ancestors, or community shows us something unique and special, and we are very honored to be here.
So I'm really excited to take you folks into what I believe and view as my home, and we'll come and show you folks around.
Thank you, Miss Kaila.
So let's take a trip back in time to learn how far back the history of these islands go.
Okay, so one really important thing to understand about Hawaii is that before Hawaiians got to the islands, they were sailing around for over 7,000 years.
7,000 years? Wow, that's a crazy long time.
When they arrived to the island of Oahu, they got here about 330 to 450 AD. When they came to Waimea, they came to this part of the island much later. We're not sure why, but we know that when they came to this space, they believed Waimea to be really important. So from about 945 AD until about the 1940s, Hawaiians lived here in Waimea in this ahupua'a and used it as a home. In about 2006, this valley was sold and given to as a nonprofit to Hi'ipaka. And that's who owns this space now.
And now everybody is welcome to come and enjoy the beautiful lands here.
Like you, like me.
Yep. And we make sure to take care of this valley all the way from then until now so that you folks can come and experience what a traditional Hawaiian ahupua'a looks like.
Now in the present day, thousands of years later, but it still feels like paradise.
Yes, standing here surrounded by this colorful, beautiful landscape is a reminder of Hawaii's historic culture and resilience, and we are so grateful to experience it together with our Culture Kids community. Shall we begin our walk?
Follow me this way, guys.
But why is it called a valley? Like, what does it mean if something is a valley? Like, mountain?
A valley is a low area between mountains or hills, usually with a river or stream flowing through it. It's like a big wide dip in the land where plants, animals, and sometimes people live because there's often water nearby.
And I love the name, Waimea. Could you tell us about the name? What does it mean?
So Waimea translates for us into red, muddy, brackish water, which is a mixture of fresh and salt water.
Huh? There's red water here?
Sure thing. And you usually see these kinds of floods and red water coming through during the winter time when there's a lot of rain and loose dirt slides down the mountains and goes into our streets.
But why does it turn red? Like, where does it come from?
It comes from having an island that was a volcanic island. And so the volcanic dissolved nutrients in the soil when they're dislodged, which they would flow down through the streams.
Nature is so powerful.
Yep. When the streams would die down, when they would flow out into the ocean and calm, this dissolved iron would then settle into the dirt, and Hawaiians would go and harvest it and use it even more in their medicines.
So does that mean that this water had the healing properties?
Good question. So Waimea for us means healing waters because the red dirt that actually washes down is full of a dissolved iron kind of vitamin, and it actually became a source of medicine for Hawaiians.
I think the special change of color in the water is an important reminder of our nature's magical powers. What do you call this red mixture here?
We call it alae, and we use it oftentimes in a mixture of the actual alae, the dissolved iron, in a mixture of salt or pa'akai.
It's a superpower salt.
Could you repeat the name of this again?
Alae.
Alae. So we've been walking with Miss Kaila through this beautiful path full of greenery and flowers. We also hear water flowing in the distant background.
It's so relaxing and peaceful. La la la. But so many plants here look different from the ones we see in LA or New York City. Can you tell us about it?
All right. So Hawaii is a home to many endemic species.
Oh, and endemic means that a plant or animal lives only in one place in the world and nowhere else.
Yep.
Okay, look right over here. We have a lolu palm.
Is that endemic?
Yeah. This lolu palm is really special to Hawaii, and you can see all the different sizes and shapes. See how it looks like a big coconut tree?
I've been seeing these trees everywhere since we arrived here in the Waimea Valley. The leaves are fan-shaped and they stretch out wide like giant green hands catching the sunlight.
And that's what the lolu are famous for. These fan shapes were really good at keeping water and debris out, and that's why they were chosen to be used for housing and shelters by Hawaiian people. They're used to make roofs, they're used to make rain shelters, all kinds of different materials and supplies would come from using the lolu leaves.
Cool. This one's not that big. It's mommy-sized.
Yeah, you're right.
Oahu variety of lolu is probably only as tall as you and me, where lolu coming from the Big Island and Kauai and Molokai can be really tall, just like a normal palm tree.
So they can be short and tall, small and big, just like us.
Now, these lolu, I wanted to talk about them especially because right now in Hawaii, we have an invasive species called the coconut rhinoceros beetle.
An invasive species is a plant or animal that comes from another place that may cause problems because it grows too fast, making it hard for local plants and animals to survive.
Yes, and it can sometimes also spread new diseases that local plants and animals are not used to.
And these just came over to the Hawaiian Islands and they're affecting our lolu. So when we're learning about lolu now, it might be, if we get affected badly enough by the coconut rhinoceros beetle, a very rare plant to see in the future. So it's an interesting time to look at lolu and learn about them.
But why does it happen? How did they get to Hawaii?
So Hawaii ships quite a bit of material to the islands because we're about 3,000 miles away from any mainland continent. And reducing plastics and things that we buy from outside sources. So a lot of kids now are growing up looking for coconut rhinoceros beetles and the signs of their damage and just being aware of symptoms in trees and learning how to alert Oahu's invasive species control or committee, and they'll come out and they'll try to help so that they can also reduce the impact.
So try to reuse things and use less plastic and learn more about the beetles.
Yep, like we always say, you're never too young or too small to help our planet and the people around us.
Yes.
One of the most important lessons that I think that we can learn from this kind of thing happening where it's no one's fault, but we learn a lot about invasive species and the importance of native and endangered and endemic species helps in education.
If we visit the islands of Hawaii, we can be even more mindful of how much plastic or trash we use. What really matters is how we come together as a community to protect our plants, animals, so we can all enjoy and appreciate all the beauty our planet has to offer.
Cool, I can do that.
Wow, this has been so much fun visiting Waimea Valley, and we can't wait to come back. Until we return in a few weeks, grown-ups, check out waimeavalley.net for more information about their special events, family activities, and all the amazing things you can do here.
Thank you, Miss Kaila. We hope to see you again soon.
Ahui ho, folks. We'll see you when you come back. We'll go check out the waterfall, and we can share more cool facts about Waimea Valley.
Mahalo.
Mahalo, Kristen. Mahalo, Asher.
And to our Culture Kids family, we invite you to keep the adventure going. Our world is filled with wonders, and every place, like Waimea Valley, has unique plants, animals, history, and culture that span thousands of years. You can visit your local library to check out books about Waimea, or explore a nearby park to see what cool plants and flowers you can discover. Stay curious, adventurous, and never stop exploring this beautiful, diverse world around us. And lastly, always remember, you and your family are valued, celebrated, and welcome just as you are, because every child belongs here at Culture Kids. See you next week.
Joke time.
All right, Asher, go for it.
What kind of music do killer whales like?
I don't know. Music that goes. Okay, I don't know. What kind of music?
They listen to a orchestra.
Oh, I get it. Yes. Orca. Orcas are a type of killer whales. Orchestra. Got it.
Your turn.
What does seaweed say when it gets stuck at the bottom of the ocean?
What?
Kelp me! Kelp me, kelp me. Kelp is a type of seaweed.
Oh, I get it.
Thanks for joining us today. Please hit subscribe and tell everyone you love about Culture Kids. Don't hesitate to reach out to us at any time for birthday shout-outs, or if you just want to say hello. Your emails always brighten our day, and we read and appreciate every single one. Thank you for all that you do, and stay tuned for lots of trips on our magical culture train. See you next week.